Welcome back to the Python series. Today we are going to discuss about list. What is list? List is a collection of data which is ordered and mutable. We know that strings are created by placing the data inside the quotes, whereas lists are created by placing the data inside square brackets. And now elements inside the list are called as items. Like strings, list also has the concept of indexing and slicing. List also allows duplicate elements. Let's create a Python file. List. So let's create a list. Here we have created a list with the name L. So now let's see the concept of indexing and slicing in list. The syntax is the same as that of in strings. So let's do this. Zero. Now let's run this. Here we got 1. So that the indexing starts from 0. Let's see slicing. Let's run this. Here we got the entire list. To add an element we have a built-in function called append. L.append. We can give the element. Let's give 25. It will not return anything, it will just append it. By default it is appended at the last. So let's print this and now run this. Here it appended at the last 25. And now we can also verify the mutability. Let's see the best way for finding the mutable or immutable. We can check the ID before and after adding an element. So that here we can add ID L. Let's copy this. Let's paste this here. And now let's run this. And here we can see that both the IDs are same. This is the very best way to find whether they are mutable or not. This can be worked for strings too. Let's take a string. And now let's modify it. Let's print ID of s. Let's copy this and then paste here. If both IDs are same, we can just say the strings are mutable. And now here we can see that the both are different. From this simple example, in this simple way, we can say that the strings are immutable and the lists are mutable at the same time, and this is the very best way. List also have the concept of nested list. And now, what is nested list? List inside another list is called as nested list. So let's see an example. And now, in the above example, index of 1, 2, and then the third list, and then 29 or 0, 1, 2, 3. Here the entire list is treated as an item. So let's first clear this. I have just copied it and then paste. Now how can we do the concept of indexing and slicing in this particular nested list? It is same as usual in the normal list. So let's see how. L of 0 print run this. We got a syntax error. Sorry for this. Let's clear this. So yeah, let's run this. Here we got the first element, and the indexing also same as in the single list. If we give 2, and let's run this, as there is a list, we got the list. And now how can we access the element inside this inner list? That is 45 program 298 2.50. This is also done in the normal way. Inside this list, 45 will have index value 0, program will have indexing value 1, 298 have 2, 2.50 have 3. That is, this is act as a separate list. And now how can we access general list? By giving the index value. To get this list, we have to give the index 2, and to get the elements inside list, we have to give another index 0. This tells that inside the list at index value 2, give the element at the index value 0. So let's run this. Here we got the 45. Then we can also do the slicing here itself. Now let's run this. Here we see we got all of these. So let's see some list functions. L.pop. If we give the index, it will remove and return the value at the or item at that particular index. If not, it will remove the element at last. So let's run this. Here we got 25, as here we appended 25 at the last, so that it returned 25. And now if we just print this, 25 will be not there in the list. Let's run this. Here we can see 25 is not there. And let's move on to the another function, insert. Insert will just insert the element. So let's see, L dot insert index value and then the element or item. Let's print the list, print of L. So let's run this. Here we can see the given item or element is inserted at the given index value. And now there is another function, reverse. It will just reverse the elements in the given list or items in the given list. So let's see the reverse function, L dot reverse. It will not return anything, so let's print L. So let's run this. Here we can see that the entire list is reversed. And now there is another function, let's discuss about sort. It will just sort in an ascending to descending or descending to ascending as we need. For this we have to use a list of items which belongs to the same data type. So let's take numbers 256. So here we took a list, so that let's sort. A dot sort of key equals to none, comma, reverse equals to false. enter. Now let's print. So now let's run this. Here we can see that A is sorted, and then this is in ascending order. To get it in descending order, you can just place true. And now let's run this. Here we can see it is sorted in the descending order, and we all know that to get the functions for a particular data type, we have help. Run this. As L belongs to a list, so we can also use the variable name. Let's drag this up. We can see a lot more: copy, count, clear, append, index, insert, reverse, remove, and all this. We can directly modify an element at particular index value. So let's see. L is same as that of in indexing. L of 0 and then equals to, let's give 265 and enter. So now let's print of L. So let's run this. Here true is replaced by 265.